In this video, I'll walk you through the process of customizing the Dawn theme. So even if you're a beginner, you'll be able to create a beautiful online store that stands out from the crowd. Whether you're looking to change the colors, fonts, or layout of your store, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to design your dream e-commerce store. So let's get started. Okay, so once you're in Shopify, you want to go to Online Store, Themes, and then if you already have a Dawn theme right here, which is the pre-installed one, you're simply just gonna click Customize. However, if you would like to add one, you click Add Theme, visit the theme store, click on Explore Themes, free, and then here, you're going to find the Dawn theme right here. Once you click on Try on Theme, this is going to add this theme to your Shopify. So I already have it. Now let's begin customizing it. All right, so the first thing you need to know is that there are two ways to view your website. So there's a desktop version right here. And if you click on here, you can also view your website from mobile. And this is actually very handy because a lot of traffic online comes from mobile. So it's actually really handy to view your website because, you know, the layout with desktop and with mobile is quite different. So yeah, what I like to do is I like to design my store for mobile first, and then I'm gonna view it on desktop and make sure that everything looks fine here as well. So this store right here, we're going to be customizing a portable ice bath. This is a trending product right now while I'm recording this. And what we want to do is we're going to build out the header. We're going to build out a little bit of the product page, the footer, and then we're also going to take a look at the home page, build a little bit out here. So I'm going to show you some useful tools and apps that you can use for, you know, reviews and designing logos. So yeah, this is going to be quite in-depth, and let's begin. So what I like to do first is I like to start with the product page, because product page is where most of your traffic is really going to come to. So if you're going to be buying ads, I would highly suggest you buy ads to the product page right here. But let's get started designing the store. So the first thing first, announcement bar. So the announcement bar is this thing right here, which this is like the first thing that people see. You can disable it or you can enable it, and you can write anything you want here. So what usually people do is people write something, you know, like there's free shipping going on. For example, you can say free shipping on orders over, you know, $50, for example, right? So this is incentivizing people to order over 50. In this case, we're doing a 69. So let's say we want them to order 2. So we say, you know, orders over $100 get free shipping. So if they buy 2 of these, then it's going to be free shipping for them. And we can also incentivize this with different apps, right? You can also say here something like, you know, 50% off store wide, for example, if you're doing some kind of a sale. So this is up to you. I'm just going to keep free shipping on orders over $100, right? I don't know. I usually don't really have this announcement bar, but it's something that you want to do, then go ahead. So let's actually put this to mobile, and we're going to have a better view. So I added 3 pictures of this ice bath right here. It's a completely different pictures. You can see different logos, but yeah, we're going to keep it for now. This works fine. So let's continue to the logo. So to change the logo, you want to go here to theme settings, click on logo, and this is where you can actually upload your logo. So nowadays logos seem to be quite simple. You just simply need text. Now there are different ways to make a logo. I use, you know, Photoshop for myself. If you don't have Photoshop, you can use something like canva.com. All right, so once you log into Canva, search for a logo right here, and it's going to give you a logo. So select this 500 by 500 is going to be just a square, and we're just going to create a blank one. Now I'm going to keep this super simple, nothing complicated. So how to internet, this is the channel name, but we want to, for example, say explore ice. All right, and once you have the desired text, just click share and download this image. All right, so as you can see, this image right here, it has this white background. So the first thing that we want to do, we need to remove this white background. Now this is a lot easier in Photoshop, of course, but in this case, we're going to search for remove background. All right, so remove.bg, you can see that it removed the white background. So I'm just going to download this image. So as you can see, we have a lot of space on the top and at the bottom. So to fix this, you can just go to iloveimg.com. You can select your logo, and then you can play around with these width, height, position, X and Y to realign this and to crop your image. And then once you're done, you simply click crop image and then you download it. Okay, so now that you have the logo, you can actually make it bigger by dragging this right here. and this should make the logo bigger, as you can see. So let's make it about this big, and let's save this. All right, next thing, now we have the logo. Let's customize the colors. So for the colors, I want to give this like a blue kind of feel to it because, you know, this is cold. Those are the colors. So yeah, the buy it button, let's make it blue. Where is the buy it button? There we go. I don't really like this blue, maybe make it brighter. Then we have this accent sale color right here. So we can actually make this a different color. Maybe we can make this red or green. Probably red is good. It's contrasting. Actually, no, I don't really like this red. Yeah, that's fine. We can keep it a little more saturation to it, and then we save it. Okay, so we have the logo, we have the color set. Let's move on to the typography. By the way, there's more colors here, so you can adjust the text color here as well. So if you don't want to have it black, but you want to maybe have the gray color text, or maybe something in between black and gray, you can play around with these. Yeah, you don't want to make it red. I just usually keep it black because that's, you know, the basic, that's what people are used to. But if you want to have something different, play around, sure, go ahead. Always remember to save. This is very important because if something goes wrong, or your, you know, Google Chrome or your browser, you know, decides to turn itself off, then you'll always want to click save. Whenever you do something, change, save, save, save. Very important. All right, let's move on to typography. So this is actually very important. This was going to give you this brand like its own feel to it, right? So this is changing the font. One of my favorite fonts is one called Montserrat. This one, I really like this one. It's pretty clean. And you want to change it in both places here. So for the headings and for the main text. So I really like this text, right? I really like this font, but I don't think it's really suitable to the vibe we're going here for. So maybe you want to play around, but for this case, I'm just going to, you know, keep it the same. But you get the point that you can change the typography here. You can also change the font size. So for example, for the headings, if you want to make them bigger, simply drag this, and you can see that the headings are going to become bigger, okay? Same for the main text. If you drag this one here, the main text is going to become bigger as well. But I don't really like that, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. All right, click save again. Let's move on to the layout. So I don't really play around with the way out and the buttons and all this. Yeah, because this is like a lot, you know? What I do is when I come down here, you can customize the cart page, right? So here you can decide what kind of a cart you want. So you can have a pop-up notification, right? You can have a page or a drawer. So what is the difference between this? Now, what this means is that when someone is going to click on this cart button right here, it's going to decide how it's going to like look, right? So if you have page, so when someone clicks on this cart button right here, a new page is going to open up, right? Now, if we change this to from page to, let's say, drawer, then what's going to happen is instead of opening a page, it's going to slide from the right, and it's still going to be on the same page, but we're going to have like a drawer here. So check this out. You see? So you can decide which one you want. And there's also a third option, which is a pop-up notification. So play around with the different card types and see which one you like. Usually what they say is that a page is better for conversion rates, but if that doesn't suit you, then please go for drawer, right? That's up to you. In this case, I'm just going to keep it at page. So we're just going to send people directly to the cart page, right? This might increase our conversion rates. Next up, let's customize the checkout. So for checkout, what I like to do is I like to add our logo again right here. This is very important. What this basically means is that when people are going to start checking out, they're going to see our logo on the top, right? So it's going to be blank if you don't add this here. What I like to do as well, position it in the center, and then you can play around whether you want a small, medium, and large. And to see how this looks, once again, click save, buy it now, and then you can see it right here. You can see this is quite big, right? And it doesn't look nice. So what we can do is we can actually make this smaller. So if we go down here and we just make it small, medium, or large. Yeah, large probably looks the best. There was some kind of a bug, so save it. Now, once we're here already at the checkout page, you can see that these colors, I don't really like these colors right here, right? So let's change that. Let's go back to colors and let's customize them. So I think it's the accent color, is it? Or no, it's the checkout. And then if we scroll down, you can see these are the colors right here. So the accent, we can put it at black. Yeah, that looks better. The button, we can keep it at the same blue so it's consistent. And then the errors can be in red, right? So now it looks a little bit more consistent. And you can see the logo is big again, but I think this should be able to be fixed with this. Yeah, for some reason it's it's being messed around with, but you can see that you should double check this once you are actually building. You should go from your phone and go to checkout to see how it looks like live, okay? So yeah, that's that. Now let's go back to the product page. And now we can actually start playing around with the different sections of our website. So you can see the sections right here are, we got this product information, we got the buy buttons, we got the description, and we have the share buttons. So when you navigate to each one here, when you hover over, it's going to show you which one it is, right? So you can, for example, if you don't want to have people choose the quantity, you can simply disable this and there's going to be no quantity, right? But you probably want the quantities so you can keep them there. Let's say that you don't want this share button right here, right? Okay, you remove it. So there's going to be no share button anymore. If you want to delete it all together, you simply click on it and then you go right here to these three dots and you click on remove, okay? So that's how you remove this section. Now, to add different sections, you can add a block, for example, here to this part, right? So you can decide what you want here, text, an SKU, pop-up, product rating, whatever it is, right? Or you can add a totally new section here. So there's a lot more sections here, right? So you can do a multi-column, a multi-row, collapsible content. So I actually quite like the collapsible content. Let me show you what it is. So collapsible content is like this. So this is quite easy for a user to understand. So what this shows us, let's put it right here underneath the product. Actually, let me remove this description because it's a bit too much. So collapsible content. Now, if you click on this thing, right, you will be able to customize it, right? So let's say, for example, here you're going to write, you know, benefits of cold exposure, right? And here you're going to have the benefits of cold exposure, right? So let's say the first one is going to be, you know, boosts immune system. This is the cool part. You can change the icon to the left. So this is, I actually like this a lot. And there's like a lot of them here preset. So something to do with health, right? Maybe a lock or maybe a heart. Yeah, a heart can also be quite good. So let's keep it at heart. And then you can do the same one for each single one, right? So for each row here, you can say something like, you know, reduces stress. And then once you're done customizing your collapsible rows, once again, click save. And you can see it's quite easy and quite nice with these collapsible contents. So I really like them. If you want to delete, for example, you just want to have 2, you don't want to have 4, click on one of them and then you just click remove. And then same one here. So there we go. And if you want to add another one, once again, you click add section and then you add a collapsible content, okay? Another one that I quite like is these multi-rows and multi-columns, right? Let's go for multi-column first. And you can see, this is the difference I was talking about mobile and desktop. So if I add a multi-column, right, there should be columns. But because a phone screen is quite narrow, it's going to be a multi-row, right? And then if you change it to a desktop, you can see they become a multi-column. So this is what you need to keep in mind when you're going to be designing your Shopify theme, right? So once again, I'm optimizing for mobile because most of the traffic, if you're driving from socials, are going to come from mobile. So keep this in mind when you're going to be doing this, right? Once again, click here and then you want to name it. So let's say, for example, that, you know, this is going to be, these were the benefits, right? Let's say, for example, these are going to be the features of the product, right? So let's say, you know, features of the product. And then here you can go ahead and you can start customizing. You can also add an image here. So I uploaded this image. I'm going to click done. And you can see it's going to look like this. So you can have the image and then you can have some text underneath. By the way, this is a challenge that I did on my other channel. Check it out. It's pretty cool. It's called I Tried Ice Baths for 30 days. It was really cold, but it was really good. So yeah, you can customize for every single column. And then if you go back to mobile, is going to look like this. Okay. You can have a lot of flexibility with the Dawn theme inside of here, inside of Shopify. All right. So let's say that you've customized every single column. Once again, if you just want to have one, just remove one and then remove the other one. Then we can have the benefits here. We got the colors, we got the header, we got the images here. Then let's move on to the footer. By the way, I've disabled the description of the product because it was too big, too large. You can move this around. So let's say, for example, that you want the description to be, you know, above everything else, right? You can simply just drag and move it here. So right after here, right after the images, you're going to have a description. But this is probably not something you want to do because you do want to have the buy button and you know, the information of the product right here above the fold, right? So when people land, that's the first thing they see, right? And then you can have the description, okay? And by the way, to change the description, you go to products here inside of Shopify, right? Click on the product, and then this is going to be your description right here. So I just copied this from Amazon, but you know, you're gonna have to write your own. You can use ChatGPT, or you can click generate text. They have this new AI feature here, which is pretty cool. They didn't have that when I used Shopify. Yeah, you can also add variants here. So let's say, for example, you're gonna have one big ice bath and one small one. So if that's the case, add variants, say size, you have a one medium, and then you have another one, which is large, right? And then you click done. And then you set how much is available. So I'll put 100 of each, and you click save. And now when you're going to be here on your product page, if you refresh this, Shopify is actually going to show the product variant, whether they want a big one, a medium one, or a large one, right? So they'll be able to choose. That's pretty cool. And if you want to change, for example, from these pills looking like to, let's say, more squarish, you simply click on this, you know, block, you go here to type, and then you can do a drop down, right? So now people, if they click, they can choose, or they can do with pills, right? So I actually quite like these pills. I think it's a little bit cleaner looking. Let's move on to the footer. But before we do, you see this button right here, right? And you're not able to click it because it doesn't go anywhere. You can see here the button link, it doesn't go it. And let's say, for example, that you don't even want to have this button right here. So how do you remove it? Well, very simple. You just remove this text right here, button label, and voila, you don't have the button anymore. All right, so let's move on to the footer, right? So usually in the footer, we have some like legal notices, terms of service. So let's actually do that. To do that, you want to go to the settings of Shopify. You want to go to policies, and here you can simply create all of these things from templates. So you just click create from template, create from template, create from template, and then also create from template here. Okay, so pretty straightforward. So you want to insert the address. You also want to change the 30-day return policy. Let's say that you have a 60-day return policy, right? Or a 15-day return policy. So whatever it is, make sure that you go through these templates and you actually change them, okay? And then once you do, click on save. Now let's go back to our navigation and let's add these pages to the footer menu. So if we click on footer menu, add menu item, and then we're gonna link it to our policies, and we're gonna link into our privacy policy. We're gonna click add. We're gonna do the same for refund policy, and we are gonna do the same for terms of service. This is actually very important to do because when you're going to be launching ads, the bots of Facebook or the bots of TikTok or whatever it is, Google, are going to be looking for this information, right? They want you to have these privacy and all these policies here. And if you don't have them on the footer of your website or somewhere else, your ads are not going to be approved. So this is super important, by the way. So make sure you add it. And now what you want to do is here in the footer, click on add block menu, and then it's going to be footer menu. If it's not, click on change and change the menu. But you can see now that we have the privacy policy, the refund policy, and the terms of service, right? You can also change this, for example, to quick links or menu or anything that you want, okay? And click on save. Okay, another thing, I don't really like this description here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy it, go to ChatGPT, and I'm gonna say, write a description for this product. Keep it short and simple. And I'm gonna paste this in. Then it's gonna give us the description that we want. So it's pretty short and sweet. That's fine with me. I'm not selling this product, and I'm gonna just paste it in here, and I'm gonna click on save. You can also explore this feature, generate text, right here. I have never used it, so I'm not going to go ahead and use it, but you can see there's like different tones of voice here: daring, playful, sophisticated, which is really cool. Features and keywords of the product, and then special instructions, right? So you want to say replace some words with emojis, etc. Really cool. Play around with this. I have not tried it. This is a new feature, but I think this is really cool. So once you save it, now we go back and we take a look once again at the product page, and let's see what we have right now. So right now we have the announcement, we have the logo, we have the menu. So we don't actually have a lot of things here in the menu. Let's fix that. We have the images, we have the header. By the way, see this little thing here, how to internet? I don't like that. So let's actually remove this. There we go. We cannot remove tax included. So we have the size, quantity, add to cart buttons. We have the small description. We have the collapsible content right here. If you want to add one here, you can just click add block and it's going to add another one, all right? Feature of the products, this is our multi-column, and if you want to add more like things here, you can just add section, and then you can play around with these things, right? Just be creative, look how you want it to be, right? If you want to add a video, a blog post, there's so many things that you can add here: a slideshow, image banner, collection list, whatever it is. Get creative, play around, and you'll be able to create a beautiful website, right? So the product page is pretty basic, but these are all the essential things. Obviously, you want to go ahead and make it much more, sophisticated, advanced, and showcase your product. But for this example, this is fine, right? You get the idea of where to customize the font, where to customize the colors, etc., and all the sections. Okay, so now let's fix the menu and let's go ahead and create our home page. Okay, so to fix the menu, go back to online store, navigation, and menu. Okay, so this is where you're going to decide what is it that you want people to see here in the menu, right? One of my previous stores was called citycaps.co. By the way, another trick I'm going to show you is to see this website like on mobile. You can right click on it and click on inspect, and then here is going to be in mobile, and if you click right here, you can see we can do it on desktop as well. So mobile, you can see we can see it as a mobile, and then we click on menu. And these were the things that I had in my menu. So I had shop, collections, dad hats, beanies, about, shipping, contact, and account. You can see this is one of my stores that I sold. It's pretty clean, pretty cool. So yeah, shop, collections, dad hats, about, shipping, contact, and account. So we can take inspiration from here, and this is what we can add as well. So let's say that we can change catalog to shop, right? Because this is going to be all of our things. We're going to apply changes. Let's say that I want to delete the home thing because you can navigate there by clicking on the logo. Then we're going to have, collections. Oh, well, shop is the collections. Actually, we can change shop to all products, and then we can add a menu item and we can link it to collections, all collections, and we can name it collections. We can add it here. If you have multiple collections, for example, right? Like I had here, then you can add specifically like different collections. Let's say that you want to have that hat or beanies, but in this case, we're designing a one product store, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to remove the collections. So we have shop, contact, right? Then we can say, for example, about, link it to the page about. Now, if you don't have the about page like I don't have here, well, let's fix it. Let's go to pages, add a new page. It's going to be the about page. We are the coolest portable ice baths ever. Save, go back to navigation, add it to the main menu. You can just search for pages, about, and it's going to be named automatically. Okay. Contact and account, so shipping, contact, and account. So yeah, these follow the same process over and over. So we go back to pages, you can have the shipping information page, then you create another page, which is going to be contact. By the way, another cool thing for the contact page, take a look at how CityCaps has it, right? So it's not just a page, but you can actually leave your contact details and submit a form, right? So how do you do this? Well, very simple. Here, you just want to click on theme template and click on contact. And then when you save it, you can view your online store and voila, you have this template right here for your thing. Pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and customize the homepage. So if you click on the logo, it's going to take us to the homepage. So how do we customize the homepage? Well, announcement bar, same thing. Header, same thing, right? We're not changing these because we've already done them, but the actual template of the homepage, this is where we can go ahead and play around. So this image banner right here. So I've uploaded an image for the first slide here. You can see right now, and then I'm going to upload the second image here. You can see what happens is it splits the image banner into two, right? The left one and the right one. So I don't really like that, to be honest. So I'm going to change and I'm going to remove this just to keep it at 1. Now you can also change the image overlay opacity. This is how much you're going to see. So if you move to right, it's going to be less. And if you move to the left, it's going to be more. Okay. So maybe you want to have it a little dark so you can see the text overlaid. Then you can change the text. So if you click on the text here, you can say something like 50% off, or you can say something about your brand, whatever it is, right? And then if you want to have it smaller, just click medium and it's going to be smaller, and then we save it. Then this is where you get into the design features of your website, right? So the next section right here is a featured product. You can see right here, featured product. If you don't want it, you can just hide it or you can enable it. Let's go to the section here and let's see what we have, right? So we can have rich text talking about your product. So you can see, talk about your brand, some small information, then a button label, right? So you can say anything here you want about your brand, and then button label. Let's say that you want it to go to your product page. So first button link, products, and then it's going to go to our portable ice bath. So when you save it, when you click this button, it's going to take the customer to the product page. Okay. Yeah. Once again, we can see here the multi-column, the multi-rows, collapsible content, and contact form. So if you want, for example, have a contact form here as well, you can have that. And yeah, a lot of great stuff here on Shopify. You can also add a video. So if you have a video presentation of your product, let's say, for example, that you want to have the video right after your image banner. So you have the image and then you have the video. This is a pretty popular thing with e-commerce stores. And let's say that you want to have the featured collection underneath your rich text. So you're going to have this video, talk about your brand, and then you're going to have the featured product and then maybe a contact form. But in this case, I don't really like this contact form, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, another thing that I noticed here is this button, right? So you can change where this button leads people to. So right now it leads to all products. So if someone clicks on it, it's going to take them to like an all collections page, and then they need to click again to go to the product. But let's say you're only selling one product and you want this to go directly to the product page. So you simply click here, click on products, and then you go to the portable ice bath and you save it. So now when someone's going to click the shop all button, they are going to go, by the way, let's change all because we only have one product. So we're going to click save. And now when someone's going to click on the shop button, it's going to take them directly to the product page. Okay. So that is pretty useful. Okay, so let me now actually show you a couple of apps that are super useful and that you might actually like. Now, the first one, if we go to City Caps, we can see that right underneath the add to cart button, we have this estimated delivery to Finland. And it says wanted by Monday, 8th of May, order within 8 hours and 15 minutes. So this is a great way to incentivize your customers to order quicker. And to do this, there is actually a very simple app. You can open the Shopify App Store. And then I believe it was something like estimated delivery dates. And then it was this one. Order deadline. That's the one I used. So it has a 7-day free trial and then it's at $15 a month, but it's super easy to use. It's really customizable. I'm not going to go ahead and install it now, but this is the app that you want to use if you want to have exactly like this estimated delivery. And I found this to increase the conversion rate a lot. Now, what if you want reviews? Well, the best app for it is called Loox, Loox. Now I have an affiliate link with them. So if you would like to install Loox, make sure to use my link down in the description to install Loox. Doesn't cost you anything, and I'm going to get a small little commission. So if you found this video helpful, you can do that for me, please. Thank you very much. But Loox is great. They have a 14-day free trial and it starts at $10 a month after that. And this is how you get reviews. I have separate videos on my channel talking about how to actually, import reviews, how to create reviews, etc. So make sure to check out these videos. But yeah, these are two very essential apps that I use every time I make a new store. So order deadline and looks. So yeah, this is how you customize a Shopify Dawn theme. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you found some of the things that I said helpful. So thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe.